With the market ups and downs and upside downs, for many people the roller coaster ride has turned into an elevator and free fall. And we don't really know where the bottom is. What we do know is that selling out early is way scarier than missing the anticipated rocket ship to the moon. There's a lot of conflicting news out there. Let's review the basics together and let's discuss. Hello, I'm Adriana Scora.
I'm Gary Palmer Jr.
You're you. And together, welcome to Minting Coins.
Minting Coins. So, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. You may notice that this show is a little bit different than our normal show because today we have Adriana Scora.
Ta-da!
Normally, Adriana's been behind the scenes, pushing buttons and helping with research, and really lots of tasks in terms of both strategy and execution. And now we are lucky enough to have Adriana in front of the camera. So thanks for being here, Adriana.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. And thank you for being here as well. And so before we get too deep into the show, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And also feel free to participate in the comments and the discussion and everything that's going on with the information below. And so what do we have going on today? So today we just have a lot of information. There's a lot going on in the news, and there's a lot of people with a lot of fear, a lot of panic out there.
Uncertainty, doubt.
Yes, FUD, panic, fear, uncertainty, doubt, PFUD is what's going on. And so, just talking about it, there's a lot of people who, they buy in high and then they sell low, which is the exact opposite of what all the fancy people say to do. And so with all that, I think what we're going to do is just have a little discussion, talk about some of the strategies that all the common people seem to be using to win. Spoiler alert, it has to do with buying and holding your Bitcoin, buying and holding your Ethereum. And so with that being said, why don't we jump into the market, take a peek at some of the discussion and some of the news, and
let's discuss. All right, so looking here, the market cap, we are up to 92.5 billion, up from 80 billion just a few days ago. The Bitcoin dominance is 39.1%, which is just slightly down. And we're looking at a 24-hour trading volume of $4.1 million. Billion. Whoa, many zeros. $1 billion.
A lot of zeros.
So if we look down here, out of the $4.1 billion, 1.1 is Bitcoin alone, and when we look at Ethereum, Ethereum at $1.6 billion last 24-hour trading value. So it's a relief to see a lot of green here from just the past few days when we were all in red, and as you know, many people were in panic. Bitcoin 11% up, Ethereum 12% up. So if we look at the graphs here, after the big nosedive, which a lot of people had said was just the market self-correcting after going through tremendous growth, we're starting the climb. So this is the infamous sort of roller coaster ride that we've been all talking about. So we're going up. Just to pop in really quickly, Litecoin is still holding steady at 2% of Bitcoin. Gary, do you want to add anything to the market?
It's definitely a roller coaster. There's definitely lots of ups and lots of downs, and perhaps some loop-de-loops. Not everyone's favorite. You know, I guess when I'm looking at the cryptocurrency market on a day-by-day, sometimes hour-by-hour basis for some reason, I'm primarily looking at these numbers relative to Bitcoin. And so when you're looking at the Ethereum at 186 or 250 or whatever that price is, you got to think that the price of Ethereum to dollars is changing in terms of Ether to dollars and Ether to Bitcoin as the price of Bitcoin is changing Bitcoin to dollars. And so just comparing these different prices, values of these different tokens compared to Bitcoin gives at least me a greater sense and understanding of which coins are really doing well actually in the cryptoverse versus the coins that just seem like they're going down in terms of fiat dollars. And so the tool that I use is the Blockfolio app. And so a lot of people talk about the Blockfolio app. It's allows you to have a sense or an idea what's going on, even if you put in, you know, just 10 of each cryptocurrency, and then you can just see how those are going up and down in both fiat US dollars and in terms of Bitcoin. And with that, Litecoin has been holding its value very, very well in terms of its value to Bitcoin as opposed to some of the other coins like Ethereum, which has gone from 0.11 Bitcoin down to where it is now, which is around the 0.08 Bitcoin. Yeah, and so it's just really interesting when we compare our growth to Bitcoins, not just our growth in terms of US dollars, because, you know, a lot of people in this game, I think they see dollars going away to some degree. And so that's really the extreme end of the situation that some people are tuned in with. So with this market, you mentioned that that there's like a market correction, that a lot of people are selling the cryptocurrencies they had, and you know, we were over $100 billion in the total market cap. That $100 billion was down all the way to around 80 billion, as you mentioned a few minutes ago, Adriana, and now it's up to $90 billion plus. A lot of reasons why. So people were purchasing Ethereum for the ENS domain names. People purchasing a lot of, or Ether, I mean, a lot of Ether for all these ICO token contract sales on the Ethereum blockchain. People purchasing Bitcoin just because Bitcoin has been going up. And so there's been that retraction in the market, the correction in the market for many, many different reasons. And what kind of, so when the market's going down, that's what kind of market, what kind of ride is that?
It is a bear market.
A bear market. And so this has been a bear ride.
Yeah.
And so normally a bear ride is not a lot of fun. This looks like
not
a lot of
so in this case,
this looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This is a bear ride. And so I guess if you're a trader, and in a perfect world, if you're buying low and selling high, you know, when you're selling high right before the bear ride, then this is what it feels like. It feels like you got on and you got off at the right time without getting mauled.
And you got treats in a way.
Yeah, that bear's getting fed Bitcoin.
Yeah, totally.
Or maybe it's being fed Ether. Maybe it's like a mixture snack, like the vegetable and the protein treat. As the nuts and the berries.
Exactly. Way past nuts and berries.
But at some point, either they're going to run out of gas or the bear's going to jump out of the motorcycle here. But the bear ride is going to come to an end. And so a part of what we think that is contributing to this bear market is the whole PFUD, is the whole fear, uncertainty, doubt. I forgot what the P stood for now. Panic. And so part of that is around something that's going to be happening in just a couple weeks here, less than a couple weeks, on August 1st. Do you know what that is?
It's a BIT 148.
Yeah, exactly. The BIT 148, which is the user activated soft fork. And so that user activated soft fork has the potential of not only creating this soft fork situation, which is a light, sort of benign, common sort of upgrade, but it could create a hard fork situation. Even if it's temporary, it could be a temporary hard fork situation, or it could be a permanent hard fork situation in a worst case scenario. But that hard fork situation has the possibility of creating two different Bitcoins. One that's this SegWit version user activated soft fork that is on the smaller 1 megabyte size blockchain capacity, and then this other Bitcoin, which is, you know, that'd be more this miner dominant, this big miner, big block,
the 2 megabyte block size.
Yeah, where it'd be harder for the common person to run a full node, making it so there's less people who are running a full node. And if there's less people running a full node, then we have more centralization. And if we have more centralization, then we have less
control.
We have less control because it's more centralization is less security, and more decentralization is more security. So after August 1st, I guess there's a lot of different scenarios. Things can go really, really well.
Yeah, anything can happen. There's a lot of anticipation. I think everybody's really nervous. And so I think that just adds to the current vitality of the market. We don't know what's going to happen. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. We're hoping that after the August 1st, we're all going to be getting on a spaceship, which is going to be going up to the moon. So let's just hold that.
Yeah, spaceship will take you past the moon too. You know, when I'm thinking about this, even though none of us knows exactly what's going to happen, my hypothesis, my educated guess is that a year later, this is going to be, one way or another, this is going to be all done. There will be a resolution. There's either going to be two different Bitcoins, you know, that there's going to be this old coin, this new coin. There's going to be a 2 megablock Bitcoin and a 1 megablock Bitcoin a year from now, and they're going to have different values, and they're either both going to be worth $500,000 or one of them's going to be worth $1 million. And you know, and we're hearing different people predict as soon as 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. We have 2020 happening. The next halving 2020. That's just exactly 3 years and 1 month away. In the best case scenario is that we, you know, this soft fork stays a soft fork, and whatever the alternate forks that happen to spur, that those will dissipate, those will go away. We'll be left with one Bitcoin. But those are the two options. Either we're left with two Bitcoins, we're left with one Bitcoin. The scaling solution will be done. Everyone will have voted. The miners, the consumers, the traders, the buyers, the sellers, the holders. Everyone's gonna somehow make a choice, even if no choice is made. And when we're looking back on this, and we're seeing it as a piece of Bitcoin history, the world is gonna move forward. People are gonna move forward. There's still gonna be a demand for Bitcoin because it's pretty much guaranteed that fiat money may still have a few problems. Yeah. So there's different options available. I suppose that your options are to...
So you can either trade or you can either buy and hold.
Yep. So you can buy, you can hold, or you can sell.
Exactly.
Three options that we have. And so there's been this meme graphic that's been popping around a lot across the Ethereum forums and the Reddit forums, and so it wasn't making me feel too good about myself personally, because I'm not a big trader.
Yeah, and this is, and this is really, when it comes to trading, a lot of it is I always thought of it as a gut sense, and it takes it's just like nerve-wracking, because you don't really know where you are on that curve. Like, you might think that it's just slowly dipping and then it's going to shoot to the moon again, or it's going to keep going and going and going. So it really is like, we can look at it after it's all said and done and be like, oh, we were here, we were there. But the truth is, you don't know. So the theory behind it is that you want to sell high and buy low. And as you're looking at the graph, in the best case scenario here, it's like you walk out with 15% profit, which, not bad. I mean, if you're a trader and you're operating with big sums of money, that's a pretty good profit. Well, for for people like us who buy and hold, as you look down, it's like, you buy it and it's like, you sort of are in a habit of buying and then holding. And so then you look at it and you're like, well, that's a meek 5% profit. And so, it's really alluring to go into the whole trading thing, because there is a lot of promise. There's a lot of promise of just making a lot of profit. And then, with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, making it fast, with the growth that we have seen, but also the constant ups and downs, ups and downs and ups and downs. You're always on a roller coaster ride, and it's it's been this way since
the beginning of time.
The beginning, yes.
Yeah, since people were buying and selling tulips. Exactly. high risk, high reward.
Exactly.
And in this top scenario, when we're looking at a 3% loss and 15% profit with someone with very, very good luck. 15% profit isn't even a lot when we don't even have that much to begin with. I mean, if there's someone out there and they're 15% off of $1 million, or even $100,000, even $10,000 is great, but 15% off of a couple $100 is just not going to be worth the time. When we look at the fact, how much rent costs in where we live and how much food costs and all these different bills, it's just a lot of risk with very, very little reward. And, we watch the markets go up every day, and there's a lot of really, really good opportunity out there. And I'm not saying that you should never make a trade. It's just that you want to be careful about the perspective of the moment, the perspective of right now, the perspective of the news, because it seems like it should be really simple. It seems like you buy low and you sell high, but if it was that easy, then maybe everyone would be doing it.
Exactly. But
it's a blend between an art and a science, and at the end of the day, only the market knows what the market is going to do, and anyone else who's right has a percentage of time where they're definitely going to be wrong. And if they're not following, really good fundamentals like diversification and dollar cost averaging, and how they're managing their risk and their reward strategy, and how they're following their set of investing rules, it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of timing, and so these traders, they want to focus on making this high levels of profit, and they're not really interested in just staying in the game and just increasing this value over time. But I've heard of so many different stories of people who are trying to time the market, who are making these big moves, and they might have 3 great wins in a row. It's like being on a lucky streak playing craps at the casino. But then something happens where it goes in a direction where people weren't expecting. They may buy and hold at buy and sell at the wrong time, or sell and buy at the wrong time, and then they lose their opportunity to have the position of which they had. maybe they had a couple Bitcoins and then they got in or out of the market, and then when it turned that direction, they just didn't have the capital to get back in at the same level that they were before. They took that risk, and they went all in with that risk, and it just set them back more than all the gains that they had realized with the many, the having 3 or 4 successes in a row before that. Because what's happening to the average person out there? And so the average person is not necessarily selling at the right time. They're not, maybe they're busy with work, they're busy with the kids, they're busy at the grocery store.
Yeah, they're timid, or wait just a little too long, and then before you know it.
Maybe you're busy at the movie theater, maybe you're watching a show, maybe you're too tired, you go to bed, and so you don't get that trade in at the right time. And so then you end up missing the point of entry, and then you end up buying back in too high. Market goes down, people are selling again, and maybe not recognizing, they're trying to make pennies here and pennies there, fractions and fractions of cryptocurrency, when the long game is gonna break gravity, and hopefully gonna break orbit.
Yes, exactly. And for a long time I was very nervous to get into investing, because I just simply didn't have a lot of knowledge. And when it comes to trading, there is for an average person, aside the fact that you're busy with your life and the kids and all the tasks and everything that you have to do to make life happen, day in and day out, who really has time to sit and watch the market every single moment and try to predict where the market is so you can buy and sell and buy and sell? But the strategy of just buying and holding, I think, for me personally, it just allows you the peace of mind, especially with Bitcoin and Ethereum and cryptocurrency. Is what we have seen in the market is that there is there is a steady climb, and it is going to go up, and it's just a matter of time, and it's just the question is really how fast and how much. And so how fast and how much? How fast and how much? There you have it.
Not just how fast and how much, but there's also so many different variables. There's the famous quote, there's the known knowns, the known unknowns, and then the unknown unknowns. Exactly. And so there's a lot of different things that can happen that can just throw the proverbial monkey wrench into the mix, and just make things go up a lot quicker than they had previously anticipated. Some of those examples are the United States not approving the next debt ceiling increase, or perhaps Russia and or China moving away from the petrodollar, or moving deeper into their gold-backed initiatives, which has the potential to remove the United States dollar from its position in different world reserve markets. Some of those actions on a geopolitical scale, some of the actions on within the United States, itself, can really have a direct effect on this world reserve currency. These currencies that are borderless, that are governmentless, that are independent of anyone's opinion or perception or feelings. It's just really beyond the level that any government or any organization can control. In the case of Bitcoin, it is limited to 21 million, and there's never going to be any more of them printed. And that in unto itself creates so much value for nations, for organizations, for banks, and for businesses, that the market of the Bitcoin itself is going to drive that price up as these organizations with a lot of money are going to be looking for somewhere where they can put their money. And, you know, because of the sheer size and the network effect of Bitcoin, and now with the size and the effect of Ethereum, it seems as if we are exponentially closer to a decentralized world, and it's going to be a scary, fun, exciting ride where we're going to be going over the course of the next few years.
Exactly.
So I'm glad that you're going to be joining us on the ride and checking out some of the shows with us moving forward.
Thank you. Thank you. We're all hoping to go all the way to the moon and higher.
And doing it together. So with that being said, thank you for showing up. Thanks for being part of this video. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Tap that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, we love engaging with the comments. We love connecting with you guys. Most of all, it's just been very precious to build community. I haven't responded to many comments, but I read them all, and I've been tracking conversations and really just enjoying how everybody's participating and contributing. And that was our hope and our dream from the very beginning, to build a sustainable community. And so we're very grateful for each and every one of you. I'm super excited to be here with you from now on. And we're glad that together we're minting coins.
Thank you.